Atlantia vivere, Atlantia vincere, Atlantia victor. My dear friends, this movie, this film, will be a serious film, will be made in English, not in Romanian. Yes, I have stayed on Austrian space game and I have learned a lot of things. A new system called the Loc Groton was opened. You go from Veritas to from Epoch to from Vestra to New Dawn to Epoch to Loc Groton. But besides this, because I don't want to speak about the game, I wish to speak about other things. I don't normally betray any undead vampire because I know that the energy of mine and my family feeds the undead vampire, blah blah blah. But I'm going to betray my grandmother because she tormented me all my life. And many people told me that my grandmother is an undead vampire. There was a woman from Agartha, from Akasha actually, from Akasha, she's a plant, from the plants, who told me, why do you think the no flowers grow on the tomb of your grandfather? Because all the water pours down and feeds the body of an undead vampire. And I said, well, who is that undead vampire? Is he my grandfather? Because he's speaking in my mind, telling how to be a good Tsar of Russia and blah blah blah. And they said no. She said no. Your grandfather's pots was made pots a long time ago, but in that tomb lives your grandmother, who is an undead vampire, Elvira Țărmure. And she has inherited the key from Agatha. I knew that because when I was a little boy, she suddenly appeared out of nowhere in front of me. And when I was sleeping with her in the same room, I felt a smell like the smell of the dead man. And she said to me, I am waiting for you to go to sleep so I can go to do my business, to drink the blood of other living people. And then she pretended to act like a sleeping fellow. She was snoring a lot. But then I said, snore a little bit less because I can't sleep, and she stopped from snoring immediately, so she was listening to me. And many times we spoke during the night, but suddenly she stopped speaking, and it seemed very artificial that she... Anyway. And I have witnessed some things that, my grandmother always tested. She decided to remove all the teeth from my mouth and to destroy my mother, because she destroyed the teeth of my mother, not her left knee, but only the teeth a long time ago. And when she found my mother, she was a lost child. My mother is a dragon from Agartha, and my grandmother found her and raised her, but at the same time destroyed her when she was 35 or 36 years of age. And then my grandmother has a sister who is not actually her sister, because I heard a discussion from the two. Her sister lives in Bucharest, and my impression is that she also was a child of my grandmother, and when she was old enough, she said to her, I witnessed the discussion, well, you did not agree for me to drink your blood and you become like me, so now I can pretend that we are sisters because we look about the same age. And yes, I am very troubled. Artemis, I know that you're listening to all my videos. I was sleeping in the past 2 weeks with the lights open, and my grandmother tried to enter my house, but the keeper of the house prevented her because I revoked her permit to enter my house. But she has the key to and I don't have the money to change the lock. She has the key to my house because I gave the key to her because I did not trust my mother. Also, the people from Agartha, the Agatirse, Agatha, she asked me to destroy the key of Agartha. The key of Agartha looks like a small pot in which you put some flowers and some water. But that small pot and the things beneath her are two things which can open the door to Agartha. You put them into a wall and you rotate them like this. And one has some flowers on it and looks like a support for the flower pot, and the other looks like a small flower pot. And I went to my grandmother 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I pretend to be very angry because she doesn't want to give me money for this or for treating myself, and I took the chair and I smashed the chair into that thing which was on the table and destroyed it. It was made of clay. So, and then she asked my grandmother, I told her, yes, because she has a great influence over me. And then my mother told me not to go to my grandmother again because she would try to kill me, to drink my blood, or my blood didn't kill me. And I wasn't there, but I felt my grandmother coming to my house in one of the nights. And I did not let her in. You can repel the undead if you are awake, and with the energy of your spirit, you can push them away. If you have the training. And yes, in that game, in the Last Chance Space game, I was a billionaire. I earned about 4 billions yesterday. I bought an Archon. I can transport 46,000 tons each now. I am planning to buy all the blueprints for Seraphim, for Archons, and I am building a Guardian right now to plan my colony. You know, there are many systems which wait to be connected. Primo Spa, which is connected to Fluffy Kitten Studios, or there is a planned starbase, and it has a planned starbase to the Inner Nine. Also, there is the Heaven Optic Gate. The Optic Cluster has 6 systems: Solia, Borash, Hyde, and other 3, and another 2, in which and the Optic system itself, which is like Apollo, it's in the center, like me. And in each of the systems there is a terraform planet, so no domes are required there. So in the Inner Nine we have the Carbonite. In Black Hell system, which is a terraform world, we have Rund. In New Dawn, which is terraform, we also have in Heaven, which is a new connected system from Miner's Paradise. You go from Ceres to Vulcan to Apollo to Uberta to Pomonas to Miner's Paradise, and then you go to Heaven. And in Heaven we have a planet called Martinite or something like that, Martinite, which is a terraform world. Also we have Adolphus and the Gluteal systems. We have nice planets there, but not terraform yet. Yes, they look like terran worlds, but they lack oxygen. I have explored about 108 systems in the game, yes. Which brings me to the next subject, the burning alive of Catalina. I wish to say that I felt in love with the yellow dragon called Catalina. A while ago, 2 or 3 years ago, but unfortunately she did not recognize me, and I want so much, I eager so much, I lust for so much to being loved and appreciated, and she didn't want to recognize me. I also had some unfortunate meetings with the police and trials and so on. She called her boyfriend to, or maybe not her boyfriend, a friend of her boyfriend, to kick me, and I made a complaint to the police, and she was there, and then they asked me, the people at Shogun said, to withdraw my complaint, and I withdrew my complaint, but she got very mad at me and she stopped talking to me, and in March she was gone. And after that, you know, I still wanted to meet her. She separated from her boyfriend, but she did not want to meet, and she said that she does not believe that I led this country for 17 years and I am nothing to her, and so on and so forth. Got very mad. And since I was a Tsar of Ardel and I'm only a prince, I'm a dethroned Tsar, I'm very susceptible to people who do not recognize me, you know. Yes, these people in Ardel are quite wild, but they are good people. They are good people, but they don't know what to do when Nicholas from Birla City took the crown of Tsar of Ardea from me, I asked him, what do you want to do as a Tsar? And he said to me, I want nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I have met with Lucian Ilea, my other kin, who is now 40 or 50 years old, and I asked him, you as a male dragon, what do you want for us, for our people? And he said to me, I want nothing. Yes. And well, I do not want nothing, I want something. I want to reduce all the taxes in Romania to 5%. Income tax, doctor tax, prostitution tax, drug tax, health tax, all that, not the profit tax for merchandises for firms, but the income tax also 5%, and then per month, and then we shall have a healthy society here. Everyone pays a doctor, everyone pays operations, everyone pays the teachers. Bribery is very common here, so if we make all the schools private and all the hospitals private, there won't be a real change. So, yes, there is a light being at Shogun Park. She works at Shogun Sereleș. Her name is Veronica, and she told me, yes, because you have decided to burn Catalina alive, we will prolong your suffering for another month to the month of June. We will not pay you now, and you will suffer out of poverty, and everyone will be happy in the 5th day, and you will not hold on, and you will go on and murder someone, and you will be punished. Something like that, she told me. She's an ethical being with 4 dimensions. I have 27,000 dimensions, and she does not understand me quite well. But the truth is that although I'm no longer carrying the crown, I hear the voices of the dragons. There are 2,200 noblemen in Ardea, which are mostly dragon and Dovahkiin. Dovahkiin are less. The Dovahkiin. I shall raise the Dovahkiin to battle. I know how to appeal to them. I know how to touch. I know how to touch their soft spots. And one night I thought it was a joke, but it was not. There was the owner of Shogun Sereleș, an old woman from Agartha, the dragon with 4 wings and 4 legs, who told me, what should we do with Catalina? She doesn't want to meet with you, recognize you, she doesn't love you. And one possibility was to burn her alive, the other possibility was to lock her up in a prison for 5 years. But I knew, or I suspected, I not knew, I suspected she will not change. She is a great loss for Atlantia. Thousands of people have died for Romania, and I'm not quite sure that it is worth the price. Because people are saying, yes, Claudio is now president, he is doing nothing. And that woman called Victoria Ponta, the Prime Minister, she is doing nothing. And the people in the Parliament are doing nothing. And I am doing nothing because I'm being punished day by day, and I have all these pains at my left hand, my left knee. The spinal cord is broken in 3 places, and Catalina is speaking into my head. She has 235 dimensions. I presume she is bronze. I presumed that she was the created God, but she is the uncreated God, the completion of the uncreated God, just like Nicholas from Birla City. And yes, I spoke the word that she should be burned alive, and then the owner asked me, with execution, out with execution. It is bad to ask for an executioner, because the executioner first raped the woman, then he cuts the hair of the woman, and then the woman is linked to the post, and then the executioner goes to the back of the woman, of the girl, and cuts off all her fingers. And that is why, people in Ardea like to do things in a slow way. First, they say the woman, yes, she'll be burned alive. Then, after a year or a few months, to let her fingernails grow, because that remove fingers, they put those fingers around her neck, And then during the burning, the executioner strangles the woman so she will not feel the fire consuming her body with her fingernails, and her fingernails go into inside her because she doesn't have the apple. Her neck, and blood is pouring in, and she's dead before, yes. And but I did not want an executioner for Catalina because of these details. Yes, I know that now 5 or 6 women, former friends of mine, I did not spoke the word. They were burned alive because people, overzealous people in Ardel, among them my second dragon. That is why I'm so upset. The second dragon, my second dragon, who is Ramona, and also Psyche, your sister Calliope and Calypso, who also neglected me, but this was not, she was a barren woman, she could not give birth to children. It is a sad story. She had an operation, and the doctors here, because here in the hospital there is nothing, there are no medicine, no surgical tools, no needles, nothing, and the sick people have to buy everything. That is why I want to privatize the system, to give the chance at least to people who have money to have some decent, not people who are millionaires and billionaires in dollars, people who are more of the middle class, to have a nice, because most people, it is said in the travel guide to Romania that the first decent hospital is either in Athens, in Greece, or in Vienna, in Austria, the nearest decent hospital. Yes, there is also the Elias Hospital in Bucharest, but that is a hospital mostly for spies and people in the army and people who have connections, people who have a lot of money. Yes. Whew. And yes, and that woman from the owner from Agartha told me that yes, Catalina began to swear me, and she cursed me, and then she started to yell as flames consumed her body, and it was very bad. But after that I spoke to her in my mind, and she assured me that yes, she was, I saw that she is my sister Artemis. She was so blonde, and she was 19 or 20 or 21, something like that. And I feel like the King Henry VIII, who decapitated 3 of his wives, or 2 of them. And I don't feel quite good. You know, a lot of women are burned alive here. Now there are 50 virgins. I'm supposed to go until tomorrow to visit the museum of the village because there was some great feast, and I wasn't there because I was feeling very bad, and know that if I don't go there, 50 women will be burned alive, and that's 15 virgin girls. But there are many who reject me here in Romania, included, because I don't have money and I'm so poor, and there's so much misery here. And on the other hand, all my life I wanted to have recognition, to have attention, and to be loved. People of my family did not give me attention when I was a small child, and yes, I did. I wish to say that many people from Atlantia, many Atlanteans, many people from the 4D continuum died here. Some people got mad and they got their axes and swords and went and killed each other and ended up in prison. Other people went to the mad hospital. Other people killed themselves. There are some dragon knights who tried to reach that point where the knight and the dragon are united, the dragon or the dragon, and I have 12 dragons, and now they are speaking more and more in my mind, and I feel the need, like those people, to remove my eyes and to pierce my ears and to pierce my brain, to stop those damn voices from speaking into my head. And I am more and more, it is like when you are mining in Austrian space game. First there is red and you are very angry, but you're also very vocal. Then the color becomes purple and you become more angry, but not so often. And you stop going and seeing other people. I have no friends left here. And then it goes blue. And then when you are blue, you're supposed to be yourself as you truly are, as a spirit. But then you explode if you are overheaten. And they have a new fancy rule in Agartha to also burn the man alive, which I haven't heard before. they have decided that a man is worth 2 women, not 3 women. And they said, well, if we have cut that woman or from contumace or burn her alive because you have decided to take another test, that was Christina Andron. But Christina Andron never said that I should lose 5 or 8 teeth of my mouth, from my mouth. Only this girl, Princess Mihaela, said this. And Christina Andron, I can't find her any longer. She said, yes, that will be my death if you decide to take. But I did not make that decision. Yes, in the first 3 months I could have called Mihaela and cancelled it, but I was kind of ashamed because I knew that she is a lesbian, and I wanted her very much. I entered into the test, and then she pretending to be Tsiple. She dressed herself into man's clothes. And when I said that, I tried to phone Mihaela, and the phone of Tsiple rang. And she has a fake beard and cut off hair and so. And he said to me, and she was giving me advice, and he said to me, yes, if you call me again, I will be burned alive and you will be burned alive. I said, why? Because there is no requirement to stay in the test of Agartha until the end. I can leave the test of Agartha whenever I wish. And she said, no, because a man is now only worth 2 women, not 3 women, and if I'm burned alive. But I said that I don't want those women to be burned alive. I don't want to stay in the test of Agartha until the end. I did not wish to be tested again. And yes, they have some fancy rules there. The woman, the dragon women, the dragon female first gives her energy, which I feel in my fingers, which is the female energy. It is in her hormones, very strong hormones, and you fell in love, and then the test is coming more and more, and you feel more and more angry. Yes, I shall make the test, this recognition, but you know, people shall understand, because in history all my pains shall not remain, all my swears, all my threats, and the threats and swears of others, and the fact that they did not want to pay me, this will not remain in history. But all the good decisions that I took for Romania, Romania is now in NATO, European Union, maybe it will be a flop. NATO will be regarded as a criminal organization. I'm a criminal who burned a lot of women alive. But this is not the truth. The truth is that many wild people and many wild noblemen are here, and they influence each other. We all influence each other, and we all speak into our heads. And I was in the test of Agartha, and I could not resist at their energy. And also Nicole from Burla City, the boyfriend of my mother, took her that teacher of this to say that he wants my crown, and after that he said that he forbids me to go to the doctor, and he forbids me to go to the dentist. And every time when I want to go with an axe to him, to kill him, there is something stopping me. There are the voices of the dragons who are now helping him, not me. Yes, I'm theoretically a prince, practically I'm a beggar here. I don't want to be a beggar, I want to go to Crișan, I want to go to Transylvania. Now Asea Târgu Mureș is gaining the title of the championship in Romanian football, but Cluj and CFR Cluj are both going to the B series, to the second division, because Nicolas from Bulgaria, who is the worst Tsar of Ardeal, has allowed the owner of CFR Cluj, Pașcani, to flee with $7 or $8 million or euros into Martinica or other hot countries. And there are no more money in this city. So everyone is poor now. Goodbye.